because it's sunnah. These days I don't like to talk too much also. But it is our way. We're asking support from our Shaykh, inshallah, to speak a couple of words that we can take. We listen to it. I'm listening. If you want to listen, you listen. To put into our lives to make us to become better ones, inshallah. Our way continues with association. Without association, people, they get lost. They think they know Islam, they get lost. Those who come out from the flock, the sheep that comes out from the flock, even if they're the strongest sheep, the wolf is stronger than that. Those who are inside the flock, even if they're the weakest one, the sheep, the wolf, they cannot penetrate. So that is association and the power of association. And in these days, in the Akhir Zaman, Shaitan is saying, don't associate. Don't associate. Be very uncomfortable. Enter into a masjid like a thief, last minute, quickly, and leave like a thief. People are only associating for dunya, for the pleasures of their ego. They associate from individuals to families to whole nations. We never hear a whole nation standing up for tahajjud, right? It used to be, not whole nation, whole empire. Whole empire would stop to make zikr. Whole empire would stop to make tahajjud. Whole empire would stop. There's an order. They all raise their hands asking Allah for dua. That time, see what kind of rahmat raining. But we see whole nations stopping everything to watch soccer on television, or basketball, or whole nations, whole world. In fact, especially Muslim nations. We're not going to talk about these kafir nations. It doesn't concern us too much. What concerns is when the Muslims start running after the kafir lifestyle. Now, Muslim nations looking to see, counting, 3, 2, 1. The ball is dropping. Everything is turned to blackness. Happy New Year! Correct or not? Whole nation. They don't have that kind of passion for the holy days and nights that Allah has put value. In fact, they will fight to say, it's not valuable. It's okay, don't say we have to worship. This is not practice. This is not this is that. So, people are moving out from the association. You can still have your religion, but it is attacked by the wolves 24 hours. If it is a wolf that is physical and is attacking, and you are understanding the damage, it is okay. You can try to do something. But when the wolf, it is hidden, then that time you still think you're going on the Siratul Mustaqim. But you've already deviated, and you pull the anger of Allah, and your faith is already damaged. Doesn't matter if you're calling yourself Muslim or Murid. You're coming out from that association. There's only danger that's waiting for you there. Because Allah is giving us a command. He says, be a Jamaat. There is a command. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ came to bring the whole, not just his people, not just the Arabs, but the whole world into one Jamaat. You understand? Because the whole problem comes when you think that you are separated from each other. Then you start thinking you're better than the other one. You're not understanding your spiritual value, how you are connected before this time in that world, and how you want to be connected after this world. You're just looking at this world and saying, we are separated, I have to become the best. So, it continues with association. Every child that is born into this world is born pure and clean, without any sin. They are protected. There may be interferences here and there, of course, coming. We're not saying that in the same level as the prophets, because Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying Shaitan will touch every child that is born into this world, exception a few, that is foolish ones. You see, he's saying Isa alayhi salam, but he's not talking about himself. That means that he is touched. Hasha, astaghfirullah. They're not understanding what is modesty. Just like if Shaykh Maulana says, I know nothing, people say, you see, he says he knows nothing. Shaykh Efendi is saying, I'm the weakest one, and says, he is the weakest one, don't you see? Yes. Because they're not having that intelligence. So every child that is born into this world, black or white, brown or yellow, every child, from first world countries to third world countries, every child, Muslim and non-Muslim parents, every child is born pure. Every child is born intact with the knowledge of their Lord, with angels that are surrounding them, protecting them and praying for them. That man has to go out of his way to destroy them, because a child by itself is protected. But mankind has to go out of his way to become more shaitan than shaitan, to destroy innocence like that. Because it is not also in the capacity of a man to destroy innocence. It's not. This mind cannot carry that. The heart cannot carry that. You have to kill this mind and kill this heart to be able to do it. You're no longer human at that time. So every child has this faith, this closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before they reach the age of maturity, if they pass from this world, they are protected and they go straight to paradise. They have their wings. We came into this world, all of us, with Islam and with Masum, with submission, because the child, by its nature, it submits to everything. And it is protected. But once the maturity sets in, the mind now starts pulling, the blood starts pulling, the body starts pulling, then if you are not trained and if you are not raised when all those things are pulling for it to be pulled down, to anchor in the original faith, the Iman, you're going to fly off. Which is why in Islam they say when the child reaches the age of 7, it's good to pray. Are we going to wait until they're 7 years old? No, because you are not stupid people. We're intelligent. People know how to take care of their health and their diets from early age. They know the kid, we shouldn't introduce them to so many wrong things when they're young. No junk food, no sugar, no this and that. Are they preparing them? What are they preparing? For adulthood. But they start very young. Faith is like that too. It starts very young. It starts even before that. It starts when it's the belly of in the womb of the mother. It starts in the time when the father and the mother, they are together. Before that, it starts from the time that they are together and they are having nikah in a halal way. Because, look, if the beginning is wrong, the ending is going to be wrong. If you are not fixing your beginning, the ending is going to be wrong. Your beginning is wrong, then after a while you discover, you're trying to fix. Some help may reach to you, depending on how you're going to hold on properly. But you're not caring, then it is impossible for the ending to be good. So the kid now, when he's raised being raised, there are things that you need to do. If not, he's going to cut off his wings, like Maulana is saying. And he's not going to fly to find Allah. Because the whole purpose of us being here in this world is to know Allah and to worship Him, to fly. Not to be pulled by the gravity of this world. But the child, when the dunya is entering into him, when he's growing up, the ego is entering into him, and shaitan is entering into him, then you must know, I must protect my child, and I must teach what is good and what is bad. I must anchor him to the faith. Later, he must use his own mind and his own intelligence and his own faith to decide which way he's going to be. Not for the parents to control their children too, 24 hours. It's not that. These days, parents are controlling their children, not for the sake of Allah, for their own sake, because they want to be number one in this world. They want their children to grow up to become slaves to the dunya, to become doctors and lawyers and engineers and all this high class work, so that their friends and the whole world can look at them with pride. Where are you looking to your Allah? How are you looking to your Allah? Oh, that's okay, as long as he prays 5 times a day. Your akhirat is more important than your dunya. Will you ever tell your child, it's okay, just eat once a day as long as you can survive? No. You have to make sure that they eat well, they eat the best of things. Only to live in this world 50, 60 years. Why are we looking at preparation for the akhirat to be so cheap? We lost the traditions of our Prophet. We lost our whole civilization. We lost our whole way of life. Now we're looking to unbelievers to say, no, we must concentrate on the world first. Don't you know the dua is fit dunya wal akhirat? We ask Allah the best of this dunya and the best of the akhirat. Yes, you're asking the best of this dunya according to unbelievers. That's why it is never enough for you. That's why it's not giving you faith. You're looking to the unbelievers and you want to live that kind of dunya. You're not looking to the prophets and the awliyaullah and the salihin, that kind of dunya. Allah is saying, fit dunya wal akhirah. That dua from the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying you have to be a billionaire. You have to run around pleasing your ego 24 hours. The parents are responsible. If you really want to look how you are, look to your children. So the parents cut off their wings. The child is born with an natural, innate sense of shame, sharing, taking care. The parents pushing them whichever direction. Don't you know Allah is saying everyone is born a Muslim, but it's the parents who make them to become Majusi or Nasrani or Yahudi, or isn't it? That's just meaning those are different lifestyles. You understand? So those ones who are intelligent, they're going to say the most important thing we have to teach our children now, it is the fear of Allah and it is the love of Allah. First thing. Not the fear of this dunya, that if you don't do good, this dunya is going to step on you. So you have to love this dunya to be able to do good. No, there's a fear of Allah and the love of Allah. The love of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the awliyaullah. At that time they're going to be anchored. That wing is still going to be intact. But people are growing up, living in this world. You know how it was. We're growing up. We grew up in this country. No? You're going through school and everything. Nothing is reminding you of your Lord. Nothing. How are you going to now remind yourself of your Lord? You spend, say, 6 hours, 8 hours school. Nothing. Not one mention of Allah. You go home, you watch TV, and your parents talking Malayani 24 hours. What? Did you pray? Go pray. That is your relationship to Allah. Your father, your mother yelling at you. By force, you're going up and down. That is not relationship with Allah. That is not Islam. Juma, by force, you have to go. Saturday, Sunday, now they have Sunday school in the masjids, right? Of course, you have to follow them. Sticking them there. Oh, okay, go to memorize the Quran. A kafir can memorize the Quran too. Not even a kafir, a bird. You teach that bird how to memorize, it can memorize. But the faith is something else. And the faith, you cannot just show a book and say, read this, this is faith. It cannot. You cannot do that. The prophets, they're not doing that. The prophets are not holding up their book and say, you see this, read this, you're going to get faith. No. The prophets came and they taught their ummah, the children. They say, pray like I pray, sit like I sit, talk like I talk, understand. Then you're getting that faith too. But the children, they're going to grow up, they say, what is more important to my parents? They know. Meaning, what makes them to become excited? What makes them to become angry? What makes them to become anxious? What makes them to become passionate? What makes them to their blood to boil, their blood to be jumping up and down, for them to be engaged in 99.9% dunya. Dunya. It's not akhirat. Now they're turning into the things of akhirat, say Ramadan, into a dunya thing too. So you have to come to association, because the Prophet taught through association. Otherwise, you think you still have wings and you're flying, but you're just jumping a little bit up and down. You think you're reaching somewhere because you already cut it a long time ago in exchange for something. Your parents cut for you. Later you realize, you know, there are forks in the road. You have to turn, and you choose the wrong way. You come to another fork. The mercy of Allah is reaching again. Turn this way. No, I want to turn this way. Mercy of Allah reaching again. Through holy nights, through holy people, through other associations. Turn this way. No, I'm going to turn this way. Then later you're going to say, why this happened to me? The holy days and nights must make us to think, why this is happening to me? What is happening to me? What is my life about? Why am I living in this world? Why am I living today? What purpose did I get up today? For what? Really? Don't say, oh, for the sake of Allah. No. Don't fool yourself. Then you're going to discover certain things. And you say, astaghfirullah. Help me. Just that, don't you know? It's just by admitting to your own weakness, more faith will reach to you. What a merciful Lord it is. It is like you're a boss and your worker is committing all wrong things, stealing from you, cursing it, you ain't doing this. And just him saying, I'm sorry, you say, okay, you write him a check. I say, promote him. Later he does it again, and he says, I'm sorry, and then promote him again. What a merciful Lord we have. That He's not looking at anything, He's just looking at our hearts. Look into our hearts in these days. Fine, what is motivating us? Some people, they say, no, I'm not looking for the pleasures of this dunya. Yeah, you are not, but you're looking for your ego only. What your ego likes to do. My ego likes to be sad. My ego likes to be depressed. What are you depressed about? You think you know depression? You think you know difficulty? Maybe we should make you to taste a little bit. You think that is difficult? As believers, as murids, how we can say that? Knowing how the holy ones that Allah loves, they love Allah, Allah placed them into so much difficult situations. So we have to pull ourselves back and ask, what am I living for? Every time you think that is reminding you like that, adjust yourself. Adjust yourself. Say, astaghfirullah. Now, I'm waking up now, Ya Rabbi, to be a good one to you, to be your servant, to be a good one to you. Or you're waking up and you think, what I'm going to eat today. I have to do this, I have to run to do that. This is, no. It is showing how much connection you have to that thing when you're always thinking about it. That's all. It's very simple. You think you love Allah, but you don't really think about Him. You think you love the Prophet ﷺ, but you don't really think about him. It's not bothering you that you're doing things that is making him to be disappointed, to be sad for us. It doesn't bother you. If it bothers you, that time any little light that is out there, you're going to run. You're going to find. You're going to say, let me sit in this Jamaat a little bit, push my ego aside. And that light and the mercy that is coming to the group, we don't know who is there in that group that Allah is loving. Maybe the one that you don't like sitting next to you, that one, because he did something that Allah loves, that is hidden. Allah is putting this tajalli on that, and you are blessed because you're in that association. May Allah forgive us, inshallah. May Allah make us in these holy days and nights, give us new wings to escape from this world and ourselves back to our own reality, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah forgive me and bless you for the sake of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, Sultan al-Awliya and SahibulSaif. Al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum.